MacArthur Park. They took him into custody without incident after a week on the run. Investigators launched a multi-state search for this man, 51-year-old Alexander Lee Rogers, wanted for allegedly fatally stabbing a woman, Dawn Peters, and critically injuring her brother-in-law in Washington state on August 5th. 1,000 miles away and 1 week ago to the day, the suspect is apparently seen entering the couple's Longview home in this surveillance video. He likely knew the layout because he worked as a handyman for the Peters family and had known them for a long time. Authorities say Rogers spent the last 20 years in prison for attacking a couple with a machete in the early 2000s and had been released within the last 10 months. Speaking to us from his Washington state home, the couple's nephew described the gruesome crime.
Cut him in the throat over here. I think before he passed out, he was able to stand up and spin around and hit the medical alert button on the alarm system to trigger the cops.
In a coincidental encounter, Longview police questioned Rogers in a local parking lot a couple of hours before the stabbing for a non-criminal vehicle licensing issue. Even though he doesn't have any known ties to SoCal, Rogers made his way here to Calabasas. His car found Monday abandoned in a parking lot on Calabasas Road. Throughout the week, Captain Brandon McNew says Rogers was seen at locations around West Hills and southern Calabasas.
He was in the area for a while at different stores. And so as we develop that information, of course, he's long gone from those establishments.
Sheriff's deputies took every tip seriously, even setting up a containment line in a Woodland Hills neighborhood off of Mulholland Drive, only to break down and clear the site. The LAPD Olympic Division ultimately took Rogers into custody, a sigh of relief for this terrified Southern California community.
Anybody that hacks somebody up with a machete? I mean, that's a different level of crazy, right? I don't want the guy running around here. You know what I mean?
And so far, formal charges or plans for extradition back to Washington state haven't yet been announced. That's the very latest in Calabasas. I'm Rachel Menitoff. Sam John, back to you.
Rachel, thank you. Police have arrested a man in connection with the brutal beating of an elderly sick man in North Hollywood. Police say 44-year-old Richard Vitaliano, a homeless man, was arrested last night in North Hollywood. Investigators say he allegedly attacked the 70-year-old Harpal Singh with a golf club back on August 4th. Singh was rushed to the hospital in critical condition with a skull fracture and potential brain trauma. LAPD Chief Jim McDonald announced the arrest this afternoon during a news conference. He says at this time, investigators do not believe the attack is a hate crime.
A show of resistance today as immigrant rights activists and community groups launch a 24-hour Summer of Resistance protest against recent federal immigration raids. The protest kicked off this morning in MacArthur Park in the Westlake District, where protesters symbolically reclaimed the space following last month's military-led raid.
The day-long events included rallies, marches, and a boycott of major retailers that activists accuse of staying silent in the face of immigration sweeps. KTLA's Chris Wolf joins us live in downtown LA with more. Hey, Chris.
Hey, good afternoon, John and Sam. As you said, this is being called the Summer of Resistance, and this a day of stoppage in response to federal immigration enforcement activity. We are surrounded by what's known as Placita Olvera. This is a cultural and historical hub here in downtown Los Angeles. It's also a central point for this 24-hour period of protest and defiance. The day is marked by rallies and marches and walkouts and public speeches, which all started at midnight. Their voices loud and persistent amid peaceful protest. Immigrant rights advocates launched a day of demonstration starting midnight Tuesday. They are speaking out against the recent federal immigration enforcement operations, with Southern California being a particular hotspot. Organizers include groups such as the Coalition for Humane Immigrant Rights Los Angeles, or CHIRLA, Service Employees International, and garment workers. They're calling for a 24-hour boycott of various businesses, including Home Depot, Target, Walmart, and fast food restaurants. Many raids have taken place at these locations, and activists believe the businesses share the blame, saying the corporations remain silent in light of, quote, attacks against Angelenos and workers.
We shouldn't be afraid to be able to walk out in public. So that's what I'm out here for today, to show that I'm not gonna back down, I'm not gonna let it drive what I do in my day-to-day, and to show that we're here in solidarity.
Aggressive immigration and customs enforcement, or ICE raids, began June 6th, resulting in the arrests of nearly 2,800 immigrants in Los Angeles County and surrounding areas, according to reports. The Department of Homeland Security says it is protecting Americans and their families, following and enforcing immigration law, targeting criminals and fugitives. Opponents of the operations argued that good, hardworking people are being swept up in the raids. Federal agents are warning people to self-deport if in the U.S. without permission and secure a chance to return or face permanent deportation. And back here live, the next major rally as part of this event is scheduled for 5 p.m. here at Placita Olvera, followed by a march to the nearby Federal Detention Center. We will be here covering all of it. Reporting live in downtown Los Angeles, Chris Wolf, KTLA 5 News.
All right, thank you, Chris. In developing news, local educators are sharing how they plan to protect students as immigration operations continue to spark fear ahead of the first day of school.
KTLA's Kimberly Chang has the latest from Hawthorne.
As students prepare to return from summer break, education officials from various districts held a news conference earlier today at Hawthorne High School to address fears in the community over ongoing federal immigration raids.
Though I know that these are scary and unstable times, and certainly not the way that you deserve to begin the school year, I urge you to come to school.
As students prepare to return to school, education leaders from various districts held a news conference Tuesday to address the ongoing federal immigration raids.
This summer, ICE raids have created fear and panic in our communities.
No child can learn if they are living in fear. Our schools must be safe havens.
This comes on the heels of an incident that happened at LAUSD's Arleta High School Monday. Agents reportedly detained a 15-year-old student with special needs while a relative was inside registering for the first day of classes.
This young man was placed in handcuffs, presumably based on mistaken identity.
I was very upset because our kids shouldn't have to be going through this and being scared of coming to school.
I feel as a parent and as a community member, this act was very shameful.
This moment is bigger than just Whittier or any one school district. The fear our families are carrying, the food insecurity that keeps children up at night, the learning loss that continues to widen.
Education leaders say they'll continue to fight to keep federal agents out of schools. California Assemblyman Al Morasucci pushed for AB 49.
The California Safe Haven Schools Act to keep ICE out of our schools. All students, regardless of immigration status, have a right to a public education.
Take a look at this statement from Customs Border Protection spokesperson regarding the Arleta incident. It says allegations that Border Patrol targeted Arleta High School are false. Agents were conducting a targeted operation on criminal illegal alien Christian Alexander Vasquez Alvarenga, a Salvadorian national and suspected MS-13 with prior criminal convictions in the broader vicinity of Arleta. We did ask them to address the claims that this was a case of mistaken identity, as a superintendent suggested. We did not hear back before airtime. Reporting in Hawthorne, Kimberly Chang, KTLA 5 News.